The Trump family is taking over the cryptocurrency ecosystem. Now, in this video right up here, I show you how they were quietly building the framework. Companies like BlackRock, Larry Fink, the largest asset manager in the world, Trump, Jamie Dimon, were sharing with you that it's used for money laundering and nefarious activities, and how BlackRock built the framework, and now they're inviting us in. I'm here to tell you that the infrastructure is being built as you speak. The tracks are being laid. And by 2030, we're going to be operating in a whole new system. First, they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. With the ending of the Ripple case, the new SEC chairman shared, hey, this is the next phase. We are now heading into regulatory clarity. Regulatory clarity is where adoption happens. Now, what's happening now is BlackRock got positioned. The Trump family is getting positioned. And that's what we did from 2020 to 2025. And we're now filling those positions from 2025 to 2030. And this is my opinion, and this is what I feel is happening. There's going to be a moment in time from 2030 and beyond where you're going to say, oh, that's the crypto family. Just like they said, that's the oil family. That's the people who laid the railroads. That's the people who built the buildings in Manhattan. So it's about long term, being stoic, being calm, and understanding it's going to be volatile through this journey. But when the dust settles, I truly believe whoever's holding the XRP and Bitcoin will be the ones who run the system. I put my money where my mouth is, and I need you to learn to decide through your own discernment and decision making. So let's dive in. I'm going to show you the facts, figures, numbers, logic. On the back end of every video, I share with you exactly what I'm doing. It's getting wild. So I've shared with you guys Trump's World Liberty Financial. I did get involved in that. I did invest in the beginning of it, the token sale. That was it locked out. It's basically, let me show you that part really quickly. So this is their own platform. When this came out, I was like, is this real? Is this real? So this is Trump's World Liberty Financial. They're literally dismantling the central bank, guys. Bitcoin will be the biggest store of value like gold. I truly believe that XRP will be one of the most disruptive technologies in our living history. So take a look. They have their own USD1 here. The dollar is upgraded, the digital dollar stablecoin. They have their own stablecoin, guys. Soon they're going to have lending and borrowing. You are going to be the bank. Now, there's a lot of things happening right now that is really going to accelerate the Trump's family crypto wealth. I truly believe in the next 24 months, their wealth from crypto is going to be larger than their whole legacy in real estate and hotels. So check this out. The Trump crypto firm announces 1.5 billion digital coin deal. A publicly traded tech firm, Alt T5 Sigma, has nothing to do with altcoins, plans to sell 1.5 billion of shares to fund the purchase of a cryptocurrency created by World Liberty Financial, which Trump controls. So they're going to do a 1.5 billion sale of shares to purchase World Liberty Financial's token. This is getting super serious, guys. So Eric Trump posted this. Here we go, alts, and a lot of people like alt season. They're talking about alt the company. Okay, it says it's official. We announced a 1.5 billion offering to establish a transformational WLFI, which is their token, treasury strategy. World Liberty Financials, Zach Wolf, Eric Trump are set to join the board of directors. So you're now going to see the Trump family start to take over the whole ecosystem and the infrastructure. Just like the oil family, you think about JP Morgan back in the days, right? Who started JP Morgan? There's a new, I really truly believe this is happening. The old system, well, this is spiritual as well. The old system is dying off. We're moving from industrial to technical, Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, an archaic banking system that was centralized to a decentralized system. But remember, guys, once they laid the rails, now they're inviting us in. But the Trump family's telling you, he's told you to buy over and over and over again. Now, here's the thing is you buy and then boom, it comes smashing down. Volatility is your gift. I love red days. I absolutely adore red days because I know what I hold. On my dividend side, I absolutely love when the dividends are going down because I can purchase more shares. On the crypto side, I absolutely love when the markets are red because I can buy more tokens. I'm in this for the long term, building cash flow. And I'll break that down on the back end here. Okay. So this is massive. Okay. So this came out on August 11, 2025. Alt Sigma Corporation announced 1.5 billion registration, direct offering, and concurrent private placement to initiate World Liberty Financial's a treasury strategy. You're going to see a lot of companies doing Bitcoin treasuries. I believe XRP, well, you already see it in the Middle East. They're doing XRP treasuries. Now, World Liberty Financial treasuries. Okay. Now, don't forget the Trump family or Trump Media Technology is number 6 holder in their Bitcoin treasury. Strategy B is number 1, which BlackRock is one of the top 3 holders in Strategy B. BlackRock is a number 2 holder in Bitcoin through their ETF. Okay. If you go down here, you got Trump Media quickly climbed up to the number 6 spot, and they're right behind Riot Platforms, guys. Look at this. They're going to be climbing up really, really fast. So think about that. We got Strategy B, which BlackRock was getting exposure to Strategy B before they launched their Bitcoin ETF. BlackRock is the number 2 holder in the world through their ETF. Okay, it's the fastest growing ETF in the world. The Trump family is now number 6 in their Bitcoin treasury. And now they have companies selling off 1.5 billion of shares to put World Liberty Financial token in to their treasury. This is the future, guys. Decentralized finance is a future. You're in first position. You're now going to be the bank. Trump is a businessman. He wants the public and private sector to come together. So let's demystify this. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this. This is Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. This is our company. We are the co-founders and creators of it. What we created is this interface here. So it's not, doesn't hold your keys, doesn't hold your crypto. When I'm traveling, I use Merlin. So if they hack my Merlin, it's just data. There's no crypto on there. There's nothing. It's an interface. Imagine like pulling all apps into one thing where you can see all your exchanges, you can see all your crypto, all your daily gains and losses, and you can actually set up profit taking plans in there. And we teach you how to do it as well. Down below, you can get 30 days for free if you click the description of this video or my social media platform. Go to get started, and we actually teach you how to do a profit taking plan. Okay, we break that down. We also have in-person customer service or on the phone. We'll actually jump on a call with you if you need any support. Okay, so let's take a look at the markets, and I'm going to demystify all this for you. Okay, so this is an example of this is our demo account here. But if you look at the markets right now, so Bitcoin dominance sitting at 59.5%. Bitcoin runs most of the market. It's 60% of the overall market. Okay. So what Bitcoin does drives the market. So when you see this under 60%, that usually means your altcoins are going to start to run. When Ethereum starts to make its run, then all the other coins start to make their run very soon. So we'll probably see a little bit of an altcoin season. You should expect major volatility, continued volatility, because look at this. The market is $3.9 trillion. It sounds like a lot, right? But think about this. The global markets are $111 trillion, guys. This is so thin. So one whale can make a big move and it manipulates the market and it comes down. I celebrate red because I know what I hold. Okay. So think about this. I was buying Bitcoin at 25K. People told me I was crazy. Now it's sitting at 118K. I've been buying XRP since the beginnings. My dollar cost average was 17 cents. Now it's up to about 38 because I keep 38 cents. I keep buying it. I'm still buying it every single day at $3. Where's it at right now? $3.18. People are going to call us legends because we bought XRP at $3 in 2030. People are going to call us legends because we bought Bitcoin at 118,000. Okay. You have to get out of this hype mentality that these influencers are creating out there where you're going to become a multi-millionaire in the next 3 months in this bull run. That's not going to happen, guys. It's unrealistic expectations. What could happen, though, is you could definitely become a millionaire over the next 4 years. What could happen is you definitely could build an ecosystem and a strategy where you no longer have to work for money and you have cash flow coming in over the next 6 years. Okay, think about that for just that definitely could happen if you're disciplined and consistent. Because think about this, putting $10,000 into some type of market and making $100,000 within the next 6 months, that could be possible. right? That's unnatural. It's not normal, guys. And the problem is America specifically is we don't have financial literacy. So just like the last bull run, what happened is people made a ton of money, and we did too, but they were broke in the bear market because they took the money and they bought stuff. We have to learn 4 things. Cash flow. Cash is trash. They're gonna deflate the crap out of this dollar, which makes it inflationary. So your buying power is gonna get sucked out of your dollar even more. It's collapsed 99% since the Federal Reserve was created. Number 2 is deflationary assets. I'll explain that in just a moment. Number 3 is protection. You want to protect your principal. And number 4 is leverage. So here's exactly what I do. Okay. I've done this since I'll break the whole thing down. This is my pattern since 2020. Okay. I started to realize that I needed to diversify outside of cryptocurrency. Okay. I didn't want to be in a vertical strategy. Before I went to school, got a job. I was an executive and I had a 401k vertical. Well, what if in 2020 or 2006 to 2008, some of your parents went through this? You've done everything you're supposed to do. And then because of our government's irresponsibility in relending or regulating banks, the whole market collapses. Now your 401k is destroyed. That's a vertical strategy. Then I became a business owner. I was working in the business. I hadn't scaled it, trading time for money. I bought an expensive job basically. And then I had crypto. Well, COVID came, boom, and it shut my business down. Pandemic completely shut my business down. Okay. Earned income gone. Portfolio. Oh, shoot. Now I'm going to have to access my portfolio. I said, no. Okay. I actually moved back in with my parents. I said, let me move in. I'm not touching this crypto and I'm going to study everything I can. Cash flow quadrant, richest man in Babylon, wisdom of King Solomon. Okay. Think and grow rich, millionaire mindset, understanding how money moves through the system, Ray Dalio's changing world order. And I started to realize, oh, okay. Okay. I see. There's a whole different model to this game. Warren Buffett style investing. Buy when there's blood in the streets. And I celebrate bear markets. I love red days. I'm completely opposite. When it's red, that's why I'm calm. I'm out there wake surfing and on the, doing fun stuff because red is my celebration. Green is stressful to me. Green is when I pull profits and I secure richest man in Babylon. So let's break this down. So we're going to take Bitcoin and we're going to put that in the leverage category. Okay. We're going to put that as like a savings account. So let's take Bitcoin and let's move it off to the side for just a moment. So Bitcoin is going to pop into the leverage category for us. Then what I do is every single time I get paid, so from 2020 to 2022, as everybody bought stuff, I pulled profits. I think I got about 30% of the market, and I turned a small amount into a large amount. I pulled it out and I invested in companies. I own 6 companies. 3 of them are in heavy cash flow now. So I invested in companies, into people, into resources. I didn't buy Lambos, houses, big cars. I have almost the exact same bills I have since 2022. I have the exact same bills. And so basically what I did is I kept, as my earned income increased through my businesses, I started to get into dividends, cash flowing dividends, right? But every time cash came in, I did 2 things. I do 2 things every week is I put it into uh, dividends that pay me cash flow, creating more cash flow, or I put it into the markets that are going down. Okay. So I put money on the sidelines to buy the dips. Every day I dollar cost average in. So I'm taking my cash that is inflationary, that loses its value. I put it into deflationary assets, XRP and Bitcoin, number 1 and number 2, okay, that have fixed supply. So I'm storing my money in fixed supply assets. That's what I'm doing. And it's worked really well. As people lost 19% of their purchasing power, I gained 800% on my XRP, 200% on my Bitcoin. Okay. Then I'm pumping 10% of my earned income into dividends that are producing a large amount of cash flow. I take that cash flow and what do I do with it? Is I de-risk it back into Bitcoin and XRP. So I stack bigger bags every single month. Now the protection part. Every month I pump money into my cash value life insurance premiums. In between me and my partner, we have 5 kids combined. We have 11 policies in our ecosystem. Okay, so we have 11 policies with our ecosystem. Okay, what we do is we pump money into those premiums every single month. When the bull market hits, okay, which there's, to me, this is not a full bull market yet because I haven't hit my exit strategies. It's calm. I have Merlin set up. As it hits targets, I exit laddered out on the way up. Remember, Bitcoin sitting there, we're never touching. I'll explain that in just a moment. Altcoins, all other cryptos, I'm exiting 50%. Okay, 50% is never going to be touched. 50%, I ladder out. Boom, boom. As you're trying to catch the top, I'm exiting. First step is max fund policies. Protects my principal. Okay, my money is insured. My principal is insured. Okay, After that bucket is full, boom, 10% is going into more cash generating dividends. Boom. Number three, money sitting on the sidelines to buy back in the dip. I can't wait for the red market again. So there will be a bear market. I don't think it's going to be a massive bear market like 2022. But when it pulls back, then what do? 2026, 2027, 2028, we accumulate as many tokens as we can. It's like a video game, right? Then we follow the same cycle. Then we have now the leverage. Now I have cash value life insurance policies that I can leverage against tax-free at around 5% per year, and I can crush the hurdle rate and buy more assets. And I got Bitcoin as a bank too that I can borrow against, crush the hurdle rate, and buy more assets. So the specific example I give, borrowed against my Bitcoin, I took low leverage, I bought my insurance brokerage. It already had cash flow. I only leverage to buy cash flow, and I do low leverage so I don't get liquidated. Okay, it's paying it back. They're like, I borrowed at 14%. Loans are tax free. People are like, 14%. Oh my God. Guys, Bitcoin grows 50% every year. I'm making 36% on my money. So in April, when the firm is paid off, the brokerage is paid off, guess what? I bought a free insurance brokerage. And then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that same leverage and I'm going to buy cash generating dividends, let the dividends pay it off. Okay. I'm going to give you an example. You're going to see something very exciting probably by next week, where I've shared with you guys, you do not buy liabilities until your assets can pay for them. I'm about to buy a liability that it's very exciting. I've been waiting a long time for this, and I'm about to buy a liability with assets. It's freaking fun, guys. It takes patience, it takes discipline, it takes consistency, and it takes getting out of the get rich quick. Okay. The hypier you feel, the more you're going to get wrecked. So right now, and I haven't, a lot of people don't know my story. People are like, well, it's easy for you to say, JV, you're doing, like, guys, I started with nothing. I built a small little ecosystem and I just fed it. I fed the machine, just like my fitness. I feed the machine every day. It's discipline with consistency done for a long enough period of time to access that paradigm. So you may be just starting. You got this. Okay. Money compounds every 7 years at 10%. That's the eighth wonder of the world. Well, when moments come like this, it's unnatural, right? This portal opens up where we can make a large amount of money in a shorter amount of time, but you will lose it all if you don't understand how to multiply it. You will lose it all if you don't study the richest man in Babylon. You will lose it all if you're trying to get rich quick in the meme coin casino and chasing these pump and dumps. Okay. You have to understand how to multiply it. Or first is save. Once you save, you need to put that to work, create a brother or sister. Don't play games with your money. That's in Richest Man in Babylon. And then you need to repeat the process. Okay, so first step is building the foundation. Then we fill the buckets, right? Let me show you this. This is what I actually show people. This is what I teach. Show this instead. This is what I teach. Okay, cash flow, appreciation, protection, leverage. This is my financial ecosystem. This is disciplined how I follow it. I dollar cost every single day. Okay, Bitcoin and XRP every single day. Okay. Instead of Starbucks and eating out, I just put my money into Bitcoin and XRP. Okay. Weekly, I'm transmuting cash flow. When I get cash flow from my companies on Wednesday and Fridays, now it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I have another one producing. I immediately transmute it. I move into inflationary. I move from inflationary cash into deflationary assets like Bitcoin and XRP and dividend paying ETFs that give me a pay raise over time. The goal is simple: escape the broken fiat system. Monthly, I pump money into my premiums. I constantly fund my insurance contracts to grow my family bank and hold cash patiently for market pullbacks. When dividends are paid, I shift taxed profit into deflationary assets like Bitcoin and XRP for long-term protection. Quarterly, I reposition and I review. I meet with my team to review tax strategies, always planning how to mitigate taxes, defer liabilities, and reposition into appreciating assets, cash flowing assets like real estate. That's my next step, foundational investments or additional business acquisitions. The goal: lower taxable income, buy back time, and create future cash flow. And then number 4 is most important, it's been most fun, is on my own bank. Through life insurance, I built a family banking system that grows tax-free and protects generational wealth. I complete it with Bitcoin, a deflationary asset that stores value and gives me borrowing power. That's my ecosystem, guys. And I built it and I followed it and I keep filling the buckets. And it's just about having a plan. And I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm saying this is what I do. And it works. It works. I don't sit there and let the market control my emotions. I don't chase hype. I chase logic. They laid the framework quietly, and now they're not being quiet about it, guys. They're literally telling you, and some of you are still sitting there and you're like, oh, Bitcoin's a fraud. It's like, okay. Like some of you are saying, oh, cryptocurrency, it's not going to, okay. It's like, you have to understand the system is changing, guys. It's going to be unaffordable for somebody to own a home by 2030. They're about to print the shit out of the dollar in a low interest rate environment. Your dollar is going to be worth less. Now, do you see why the Trump family has positioned themselves in Bitcoin, creating blue chip stocks like or cryptos like Bitcoin, XRP, Solana? Do you see why they created their own stable coin, guys? The infrastructure is built and we can get a little piece of it, right? A little piece of that pie. And so it's important to understand why you're invested in something, not what to invest in. And don't come in here trying to get rich quick. Come in here trying to get wealthy for sure by educating yourself and locking and loading over the next 4 to 6 years. People will stay in a job for 30 years they hate to retire with $275,000 on average. But they won't lock and load for 6 years, be disciplined and consistent for a long enough period of time to access a new paradigm to be financially free for the rest of their lives. And how can I say that? We did it. And we've helped 13,000 people. And the ones who listened are now there. I have tons of examples of people that just stayed disciplined, consistent, and now they freed their family financially. But there's no get rich quick. There's no magic pill. You just have to put in the work. You have to rewire the money brain. If you didn't grow up in wealth, you have to rewire your brain. We're in the financial position we're in right now for a couple reasons. Number one, you rewired your brain. You're the generational shifter. And number two, it's the repetitive patterns that were taught to you from 0 to 7 years old from your parents. The people, places, things, environment. That's the stuff I teach in my academy, the money brain, how to rewire your brain. I didn't come from wealth. I became the wealth. I am the new foundation for it. My kids are the first generation that will pass that down. My daughter is an investor. She's 21 now. She has her own portfolio set up. She has her own dividend strategy set up. She has her own insurance set up. She is operating the same pattern I am. She'll be able to manage our wealth now. So when this passes down to her, she actually can take the reins. My son is already reading books on deflationary, understanding inflationary. He's understanding cryptocurrency. He's actually reading a book right now on digital assets and how the future is working. He wants to buy an RC car for $250. And he said, can I do extra chores, Dad? I said, no. Or for money, I said, you can do extra chores. That's what you're supposed to do. But what you can do is you can read extra books and I'll pay you for the knowledge. I'll pay you $25 a book. You'll take that $25. We'll go to the store and he wanted to do a lemonade stand. We'll take $25. You'll build a lemonade stand. You'll take that $25. You'll do the accounting. You'll figure out what your cost is, what your profit is, and then you'll earn your way up to $250 to buy that RC car. And then when you buy that RC car, the feeling and vibration that you'll have by creating wealth to be able to get the things you want will be the lesson that you have, and you will start to build empires because you'll understand the value of money, the energy transfer of money. You don't get paid to do your chores. That's what you do. But I'll pay you for knowledge, and I'll pay you to understand how to implement that knowledge. It's a critical time right now. It's time to lock and load, family. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure that most, what's interesting too, most of you are not subscribed. So if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Found out 1 out of every, it's really low, man. So how many thousand, I think it's 1,000 people, 100 out of 1,000 people. I might have the numbers incorrect. It's really low on how many people watch this video. So if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. I bring you stuff every single day. Let's get after it. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. God bless you.